Greetings, Sandite friends, YouTube friends. Mr. Smith, Sandite Mentor, with you here from Sector 6. Still dealing with fractions, a little bit of a different direction. We're adding and subtracting fractions where the denominator, the bottom number, is different. They're two different denominators. And we're using a method. I want to show you a method called the butterfly method. And it's just, again, straight out of the book. And we'll do two examples. And I'll try to go slow, and hopefully this will make sense to you. But let's say that we have two fractions, 1/6, and we're going to add 1/2 to it. Notice how the denominators are different. So here's the butterfly method. And if we kind of do the kind of cross like that, okay, and make little antennas like that, I guess, and then I guess you can kind of finish out the tail of it like this, because basically here's what we're going to do. We're going to multiply 6 times 1, and we're going to get 6, and we're going to put it out here. And 2 times 1 is 2, and we'll put it right there. And then as far as the denominators, we're just going to multiply those straight across. 6 times 2 being 12. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. So there's our denominator as 12. And then since we're adding 6 plus 2, 6, 7, 8, we get 8 over 12. And this is the butterfly method. And it's really cool way to find the common denominator. You just one of a couple of different ways that you can do it. I have other ways on my channel. And then of course this is drawing a red flag. Everybody knows that 8/12 is going to have to be simplified. And the way to do that is find the greatest common factor. In this case is going to be 4. Because 4 will go into 8 2 times, and then 4 will go into 12 3 times. So we end up with a final answer. When it's all said and done, my friends, we end up with 2/3 as being the answer for that. Let's do one more. Since, that's one dealing with addition, let's do one of subtraction by using the butterfly method, and see how that works out. And let me find an example here in your book. So let's say that we're going to take 2/3 and we're going to subtract 1/2. Again, straight out of your book. I'm giving you answers to the first two. If I don't think your teachers are going to mind. So here we go. Remember, we're going to cross multiply these guys here, right? Kind of covering up that subtraction sign, but just remember we're going to subtract. Okay? And here's the antenna that we're going to put our answers whenever we multiply, cross multiply those. And remember, how to get our denominator is that we multiply these two guys together. So here we go. Let's do our antennas. 3 times 1 being 3, 2 times 2 as being 4, and then let's do 3 times 2, which is 6. And then if we subtract 3 from 4, we end up with 1. That's pretty cool if you ask me. But that's referred to as the butterfly method, and it's just another method of doing your fractions when it's unlike denominators. Okay, so compared to what? Okay, so compared to the other way that's in my other videos, we've got a little bit of time. We're only 5 minutes into this video, so let's do this again. Let me do the first one, 1/6. So if I have 1/6 and I do 1/2, okay?
At this time, we need for the girls' white basketball team to be excused. Thank you.
I guess the girls have a basketball game today. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so what I need to come up with a common denominator. And usually what I say is take this top number and skip count it until this bottom number will fall into it. But just so happens 2 will go into 6. So I'm going to go ahead and use 6. Okay? And then you ask yourself, well, how did that 2 turn into a 6? And the way it did that is it multiplied by 3. So if I do times 3, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 1 times 3 is 3. That 6 got to be 6 because it multiplied by 1. Whatever I do to the bottom, do to the top. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? And then we just add these together. 1 plus 3 is 4 over 6. A red flag just came up and said that that can be simplified. And you're right. The greatest common factor between these two numbers would be 2. And if 2 being the magic number, 2 will go into 4 2 times, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. So that being the other method of dealing with fractions when you're adding or subtracting with unlike denominators. And so I have more examples of that method. So feel free to take a look at those. I hope those help you. But I don't know that I have any examples of the butterfly method, and I wanted to be sure and include that because today's lesson here at Sandite Land, that just so happens to be what we're working on. And so that being said, I'm going to check out of here, and all clear Sector 6. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you at school.